Child, do y'all recall that time when TLC and Rihanna were feuding because TLC supposedly slammed Rihanna for always being naked while they became the biggest selling girl group with clothes on? Apparently, their words were taken out of context. But do you know what TLC have never allegedly gotten over? How Rihanna reacted to the entire situation. Basically, they still feel like Riri blew things out of proportion and still feel some type of way about her, allegedly. So what had happened was that during a guest appearance on Sunrise Australia, Chilli and T-Boz spoke proudly about becoming the biggest selling girl group of all time.
The blessing out of all of it is that we're able to sustain. And that's the hard thing to do or to have in this business is longevity. You know,
22 years.
22.
It's almost 22 years this summer that we've been in the business.
In the interview, they also talked about some of the hardships they went through, including when they lost Left Eye and the trio became a duo. But the one thing they continued to appreciate about each other is what they stood for and the chemistry that they continued to have even after they became a duo.
I love our group. I just love what we stand for.
Chemistry.
That is like a main ingredient. Yeah, it's either there or it's not. And the three of us had chemistry. Now it's the two, and we have crazy chemistry. And the fans, they also keep us going because they love us so much and they just show so much love.
Apparently, something else TLC said in the interview is that they were able to make it that far in their career with their clothes on. And according to the interview, they singled out Rihanna for being naked. And I'm saying according to the interview because TLC denied singling out Rihanna. Now, because the interview specifically said that TLC singled out Rihanna for selling records because of being naked, and they included a photo of Riri while saying it, it was assumed that those were actually their words. And Rihanna from back in the day was quick with her words. I mean, as soon as the interview was released, Rihanna changed her Twitter header photo to a shot of TLC wearing revealing outfits during their 94 Vibe photo shoot. She also captioned a photo sticking her tongue out when there's no changing the fact that I'm me and they're, well, they're them. Sis even took it a step further and called TLC old farts. Baby, that was wild. Well, after the clapback from Rihanna, T-Boz and Chilli said that the conversation was not about Rihanna and that their words were manipulated and edited out of context. Basically, both ladies of TLC expressed their disappointment that Rihanna had chosen such an immature way to deal with the conflict rather than contacting them personally to clear the air. They also expressed equal disappointment in Rihanna's fans who were dissing them on Twitter with everything from disparaging one-liners to outright death threats. First of all, T-Boz wrote on Twitter, "Last time I checked, I didn't say nobody's name. The interview lady did. Ish, I'm out of the country. LOL. I didn't even see pics. How did I get dragged into talking about someone I like? I don't care what my opinion is. I'm gonna say what I want. At least get what I say right." Then they did an interview where they basically denied shading Rihanna.
Someone asked the question, have I seen or have we seen Rihanna's outfit? And I said no, because we're over here touring and I didn't know there was an award show and I had no clue what she wore.
According to T-Boz, they never mentioned any artists' names and they said they were actually coming from a positive place when they talked about succeeding with their clothes on.
Unfortunate part is we were giving a positive message to little girls. We were saying that it's cool if you don't want to wear clothes, that you can do what you want, we don't care. We were talking to the little girls who want to be on television or be singers, even like reality shows, that you don't have to feel forced because a lot of record companies and labels say, oh, you got to take your clothes off.
T-Boz also added that they were overseas touring in Australia and hadn't even seen Rihanna's dress at the time of the interview, and that the interviewer totally manipulated their comments to make it look like they were talking about Rihanna.
No, I was talking about television shows. And then you heard me say something like, and it's, you know, every time we see you're naked, and they put her picture up. Come on, man, like, yeah. How can I talk about something I didn't even see or care about?
They also served some grown woman advice to Rihanna and any artist who takes to Twitter when they have a problem with someone, with Chilli saying,
"It does not bother me at all." Good. Because I understand that the job that we have, that comes with it. But what is not cool is if we have a problem with an artist or artists have a problem with us, come to us directly. Talk to us. Don't don't start a Twitter war and all this kind of stuff. That's silly.
As for the topless photos Riri posted as clapback for the supposed shade, the duo said that they were part of a shoot they did to raise breast cancer awareness, and it was only once in their career that they dressed like that for awareness.
For us, if we do something like that, there is a reason behind it. It's not just because we just feel so comfortable and this is what we're doing and it's, just for nothing or to get attention. That's not what we do.
Well, it's true that they never mentioned anyone's name during the interview, and when it aired, the interviewers were the ones who inserted Rihanna's photo and misconstrued everything they had said. But people still had a huge problem with how Riri responded. You see, the thing with Rihanna is that she had the tendency to go off on people back in the day for the slightest of things, and that's why people were saying that she blew the thing with TLC way out of proportion, just like she's done with other artists. I mean, y'all remember how she did Ciara after she also did the interview where she said Rihanna was rude to her?
I ran into her recently at a party and she wasn't the nicest, and it's crazy because I've always loved and respect what she's done with fashion, and I've ran into her, before, but this time it was just really wasn't the most pleasant run-in. So
right after Cece's interview, Rihanna took to Twitter and was like, "My bad, Cece. Did I forget to tip you? Hashtag how rude of me." The next thing we know, it was an entire Twitter war with Ciara responding to Rihanna by writing, "Trust me, Rihanna, you don't want to see me on or off the stage." Then Rihanna hit back and suggested that Ciara doesn't have the talent to even book the stage by responding, "Good luck with booking the stage you speak of." In fact, after that, Ciara even said that Rihanna continued to be mean to her and she just didn't get it.
Can't tell you anything. You have to ask her. I mean,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's so vocal. Maybe she can say whatever it is. I don't know.
Let's forget about Ciara. Do y'all recall how Riri also did Kendall Jenner dirty? Back in 2012, when Kendall expected to see Rihanna's performance in Los Angeles, and just an hour before her show started, Kendall wrote on Twitter, "If Rihanna doesn't perform Complicated tomorrow, I'm going to be very upset." Guess what? Rihanna wasn't quite looking forward to Kendall's arrival either, because she tweeted in response, "Well, don't come." Honey, we're talking about someone who was called out by a radio exec for being one of the rudest celebs she had ever encountered. The exec wrote on Twitter, "Rihanna was so rude when I worked at FLZ. That was a tough one to get over. Her people came out to tell the meet and greet winners that they weren't allowed to talk to her. They had to walk in, stand behind her, she was sitting, smile for the pic, and leave immediately." And let's not forget that incident when Rihanna's fan Alexis Carter wore an emerald green jumpsuit inspired by Rihanna to her prom. And instead of appreciating that Alexis was inspired by her, Rihanna joined the hate train and mocked the 16-year-old fan and her outfit. And as if that wasn't enough, Rihanna even added a hashtag #PromBet to one of her posts. Just imagine how that fan must have felt after being shaded on social media by someone she really admired. And the beef she had with Teyana Taylor, and Teyana straight up called her out for being mean. Girl.
I think she's a celebrity, and I think she has dope music. I'm not no hater. Dope music is dope music. She's a pretty girl, but that don't mean that you can just bully anybody. It don't work like that.
Okay, I get with the TLC situation that there was no way for Rihanna to know that they didn't in fact mention her, and she only reacted based on what the interview aired. But do you think she overreacted and took things too far? Or was she well within her right to react that way? In fact, do you think that TLC may have intentionally targeted Rihanna in the interview? Because why would the interviewer say they mentioned Rihanna if they didn't? Honey, just let me know what you think in the comments section below.